Have you ever made a decision and then immediately started doubting yourself? You replay the conversation, you question your instincts, you wonder if you misunderstood something, and suddenly, you're not sure what to believe anymore. Not your thoughts, not your feelings, not even your own judgment. If you've ever felt that way, today's conversation is for you. Because emotional confusion doesn't just affect relationships, it slowly erodes self-trust. And rebuilding that trust with yourself is one of the most powerful things you can do. Now, if you watched my previous videos about gaslighting and manipulative dynamics, then you already know something important. Emotional confusion doesn't appear overnight. Sometimes it builds slowly, through conversations where your feelings were minimized, through moments where your reality was questioned, or through relationships where you had to explain yourself constantly just to be understood. And over time, something subtle begins to happen. Instead of trusting your instincts, you start checking other people's reactions first. You ask yourself, am I overreacting? Did I misunderstand? Maybe I'm just being too sensitive. And that's how self-doubt starts growing. Not because you're weak, but because your inner voice has been interrupted too many times. Now, if self-doubt often grows from emotional confusion, the next question becomes, how do you rebuild trust with yourself again? Because the goal isn't to become defensive or closed off. The goal is to feel clear and grounded inside your own mind. One misconception about confidence is that it has to look bold or loud. But emotional confidence often looks much quieter. It looks like pausing before responding. It looks like listening to your instincts. It looks like being comfortable saying, I need time to think about that. Or, that doesn't feel right to me. Emotional confidence isn't about being right all the time. It's about being connected to yourself. So when something feels off, you trust that signal enough to slow down and reflect. And once you start practicing that pause, something really powerful begins to change. You stop reacting from pressure, and you start responding from clarity. Want to rebuild emotional confidence after a period of confusion? Here are 3 shifts that can make a real difference. First, start noticing how you feel after interactions. Your emotional state is information. If you consistently feel anxious, drained, or confused after certain conversations, that's worth paying attention to. Your body often recognizes patterns before your mind does. Second, stop outsourcing your decisions. It's healthy to listen to advice. But constantly asking others what you should do can slowly weaken your own judgment. Instead, start asking yourself first, what feels aligned for me? Even small decisions can strengthen self-trust. Third, allow yourself to be imperfect. One of the biggest reasons people second-guess themselves is the fear of making the wrong choice. But emotional confidence doesn't come from perfect decisions. It comes from knowing that even if something doesn't work out, you'll learn, adjust, and move forward. Self-trust grows through experience, not perfection. And this leads to one of the most important shifts in emotional growth. The goal of emotional growth isn't to control people around you. It's to stay connected to yourself no matter what situation you're in. When you trust yourself, you don't need constant reassurance. You don't need to convince everyone of your perspective. And you don't feel shaken every time someone disagrees with you. Because your sense of clarity is coming from within. That's what emotional stability looks like, not perfection. Just a steady connection to your own voice. Been on a journey of protecting your peace and rebuilding self-trust. I want you to remember this. Second-guessing yourself doesn't mean you're weak. Sometimes it simply means you've been navigating confusing emotional dynamics. But the good news is self-trust can be rebuilt. One small decision at a time. One honest reflection at a time. One moment of choosing your own clarity. And if this conversation resonated with you, make sure you're subscribed. This space is all about real conversations about emotional growth, self-trust, and living fully as yourself. And in the next video, we're going to talk about something that many people struggle with but rarely discuss openly. How to stop overthinking everything, why our minds get stuck in loops, and how you can create more calm and clarity in your everyday life. So if that's something you've been experiencing lately, I'll see you in the next video. Here's to living a little softer, a little clearer, and fully yourself. And I'll see you in the next one.